Alright, for the last few months, I've been tracking updates about Comet 3i Atlas, as has everybody else, unless you've been living under a vacuum, in a vacuum, whatever you've been doing. I've got three things to raise, 3 points. Number one, I've looked at the publications on the comet and have analysed the data about the luminosity and colour of Comet 3i Atlas. Number two, I've noticed that music in the form of urban and contemporary rap music genres can be extracted from the dataset I was looking at. Number three, I started to write this music down using modern studio software, and well, here we are. Okay, now we'll talk about the calamities in life. We'll talk about, obviously, being safe. If I've noticed something about nature that is a threat to the flock, I must say something. I must give you advice. I'm not in a position to do nothing about it, but everybody's in a position to alert. If you're a deer and you're part of a herd and you hear a twig go off in the trees somewhere, you got to make some kind of noise or alert the rest of the herd. So you might not be able to fight what's making that noise, but you know, there's safety in numbers. You know, it's very useful to help your flock because they chosen ones. It's very useful to help your flock as well because they're, I wouldn't say cannon fodder, but it's like they have many uses if you think about it. I think I better get on with this talk. I'm gonna play you the song in the background as I explain how I got to it. Yeah, right. We're talking about like the most obvious, most studied number with respect to recurring numbers is the 666. So that that to me is a number that can bring calamities. So you got to monitor it. I'm not saying be part of it and indulge in it, but monitor it. Monitoring's a danger, yeah, rather than indulging in it. These are two different things, yeah. To keep an eye on what's dangerous for the flock, to alert the flock on how to spot it, yeah, that's different from being part of it and someone who's peddling that. Although we shouldn't show these things too much. And by the way, I'm talking through this song, but if it disturbs you spiritually, then please stop listening and switch off, because that song was made by considering the numbers 666, right? So the way I considered it is like, think about it, yeah? 666, yeah, if you look at that in terms of years, 6.66 years, what would that be? 6.66 years is not the 6th of June, because June is halfway through the year. June is more like 0.5, but 0.66 of a year is somewhere in August, 27th and beyond. Depends on what year and what leap year there is. Yeah, so if you start, you're born, yeah, and if you add 6.66 years, then you're nearly 7. If I round it up, I get to 7, as you can see there. Yeah, I should stop showing you my formula. Yeah, so and if you look at the column that's got the values in blue, will tell you after 6.66 years, if you add another 6.6, you get to 13.3, and that's your age. 13 years old, 19.98, which is 20, and so forth. The column next to the blue values is a rounded up value, yeah? So I took all these numbers and I made and basically looked at what Fibonacci's are in there, yeah? The third, which is the corresponds to the age of 20, that has Fibonacci in it. The what is that? The eighth, that's a Fibonacci in it. The way I got these Fibonacci numbers, I added the totals. So 6.66, yeah, rounds up to 7. So 7 is just 7. 13.33 rounds up to 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. And then 20 is 2. 27 is 9, and so forth. So I took the numbers, the magnitude totals, that is, and this is the notes that came out. Yeah, all the Fibonacci's, yeah, that I shown you in that table, yeah, came out like that, yeah. So that's a brief explanation of how I got to the song. I'm gonna talk over it because I didn't prepare you to listen to it, and that's not fair. But if you don't want to listen to it, don't listen to it, because it was formed with 666s. Yeah, some people might have a superstition, but to me it's just numbers, really. But there are some freaky things I've noticed about these ages that correspond to 666. Yeah. So back to the song. Yeah, I've showed you how I compiled it. Yeah, you can hear the notes. Yeah, yeah, you can hear it. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, those are the notes. Yeah, right. So now, just 7 notes. That's what you gotta remember. I'm just playing them over and over again. Yeah. Yeah. But they correspond to the most important ages in your life, you know. So if you look at it again, the numbers I got, like the first one will correspond to when you're 20. That's important. The next one will correspond to when you're 53. That's also important. And then 67, and then 80, and then boy, as soon as you go old, the devil. Up to 113, you got a devil each. Each one of them is like a note on here. Yeah, goes up to 113. Yeah. All right. And if you do the normalized graph, then it's kind of different from that. Yeah, the first one is when you're 4, because it was normalized. The next one is when you're 33, then 52, 76, and these ones most of us will never see. Right, so on the normalized, what I mean by that, this graph here, yeah, which always goes up to 88, yeah, that ruler there always goes up to 88. Even when the values are doing something else, I haven't changed these, they're still for the date one. This one always goes up to, so it normalizes it. And of course I start one below it. Yeah. Right. So that's the one I forgot to put where the dates are. I forgot to put that one there. And it would have shown you that it goes way over the age that there is in it, which is I put up to 100, and these ones go above 100 as well. Yeah. Right. Now on with the show. You've heard the tune. Now my interpretation of it. I made an actual song. Shit, I've been talking for 8 minutes. I'm gonna bore myself to death. Run it. Okay. These numbers, I'm not somebody who's like that. I'm just alerting the flock to something I've spotted. I spotted this from just basically considering historical factors, historical figures, and the most famous one of them all. Yeah, look at Christ. Yeah, he died at the age of 13. If you look at one of these values that I'm talking about here now, let me show you how I calculated that. Yeah, I turned it into dates. Now you see, if you start from the 1st of January 2000 and you count 6.6 years after that, you get to 2006 in the August, like I told you. That's where the 0.66 of the year occurs, in August, yeah? And if you add 13 to that, you get these values here. But if you look at Christ, yeah, he lived 2,000 years before that. So if you take away 2,000 from the year, you get the ages that were prominent in his life, yeah? And he died at the age of 33, yeah? I got 19th of April 33. That's when I think that he died, because that's when his fifth devil turned up. If you look at the ages that it would have been, but at 33, yeah, it would have been it would have been 33 in the year 33, because the calendar starts from him. Yeah. So I went online. I tried to check when do they think that Christ died. Yeah, what are the most common estimates for it? And I found the following as estimates for it. Yeah, let me read you out some so we can understand. Try to be on the same page with this. Yeah. Based on biblical, historical, and astronomical evidence, scholars generally agree that Jesus was crucified during the governorship of Pontius Pilate, AD 26 to 36. The following are the most common estimates for the date of his death, with the first two being the most widely accepted. So, what are the first two that they're talking about there? The first one, Friday, April 3rd, AD 33. That's the most common estimate for his death. Yeah. The support for this is as follows. This date. Let me read it properly, because I'm trying to do the reading as it's going through my mind and try to think of what to say next. So, this date fits the 3-year ministry model based on the Gospel of John and aligns with astronomical data suggesting a blood moon lunar eclipse occurred on this date, which is sometimes linked to Peter's sermon in Acts 2:20 and that. Details. It corresponds to 14 Nisan in the Jewish calendar, the day of preparation when Passover lambs were sacrificed. Proponents: Humphreys, Wadlington, and many modern scholars. Yeah. So they were estimating the 3rd of April, 33 AD. And when I did my calculation, my estimate comes on the 19th of April, 33 AD. Yeah. So there is a difference, but I'm in the right ballpark area. I don't know. They're guessing, and I'm guessing too, but that's the one I'm coming up with. So that's a famous person that was taken out when the third 666 in his lifetime span series came about. Oh, was it the 5th? Actually, it was the 5th. So it would have been this one. So it looks just about right. That's what I'm thinking like. So then I was thinking to myself, because I had another one that was troubling me. Yeah, remember I talked to you about in a couple of videos back. I talked to you about how the number 46 was prominent, and there's quite a few characters that have had that problem. So 46 was the age that I was during the American election in 24. So I looked at another website here. This one is called Who to Biographies. Now it's looking for all the famous people who died at the age of 46. 46, why do I say 46? Because that one is the 7th devil. 46.62 or 47 rounded up. And Christ didn't make it to that age. But if you put in I'm gonna put in my age there, but I'm not gonna show you nothing though. I'm not gonna show you anything when I'm putting my age. Now I'm putting my the first thing that I thought I won't put in my age, but I noticed something before. All the people that died at 46, yeah, where there's quite some pivotal things that happen, and some people who are pivotal as well. For example, Oscar Wilde. Everybody knows Oscar Wilde, yeah. It was like poet, writer, and everything there. Albert Camus, yeah. Fatty Arbuckle died in the 46th year. Sam Shepard, Timothy Treadwell, yeah. And the most famous of them all, yeah, was John F. Kennedy, who was assassinated in 1963. He would have been 46, yeah. Yeah, there was Philip Seymour Hoffman, he also died. George Orwell, I never saw that. But what the one that gets me is Timothy Treadwell. Man, he was mauled by a bear. That's how he went out. I'm not quite sure, I've never really heard of him. Like, I remember a little bit. Damn. Oh, he was doing a documentary on bears. Shit. Timothy Treadwell was a self-described eco-warrior who lived among Alaska's brown bears until he was fatally mauled in 2003. Okay. Shit. In his 46. If I was 46, I would have told him, when you're that age, any age that is part of the 666 series, in that age there, try to be as safe as you can be. Yeah. Don't go out there playing with bears, yeah, or doing unsafe things. Yeah, this is to my flock. Yeah, when you notice those ages, when you come across those ages, be safe. Be safe, man. Yeah, don't behave like that. Be safe for me. Yo, now back to when I was 46. In that year, I saw an election in America. I noticed something, and something did cross my eye. I looked at Kamala Harris, who was one of the candidates there. Her birthday, 20th of October, and if I put that in the mix here, yeah, if I put 20, yeah, 10, 1964, yeah, what we get is these kind of values. In 2024 would have been her 9th devil, and she would have been turning 60 in that year. 2024, look at the date real hard. 27th of September. Yeah. 27th of September was when she turned 60. No, that was when her what is it? That's when her 9th devil was turning up. Yeah. So I was thinking, imagine that. You're having an election coming up, and then your 9th devil was turning up. I was really, really worried for that girl. So but because I'm a nothing, how could I have reached up when I'm a nothing like this? I got to slow it down. It's like I got a hot potato in my mouth and I can't speak right. So let me just slow it down so I can bury these bars like I should. Yeah. So I was thinking, I got to warn her or something, because like I'm seeing that and it's happening now. Yeah. So I'm sitting at home all worried. Yeah. Then I see Hurricane Melissa turning up. If you look at Hurricane Melissa, Hurricane Helene, actually, it was Hurricane Helene. If we just read a little bit, I'll tell you what I think. The 8th named storm, 5th hurricane, the 2nd major hurricane of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Let me slow it down. Helene began forming on September 22nd, 2024, and as a broad low pressure system in the Western Caribbean Sea. By September 24, the disturbance had consolidated enough to become a tropical storm. It approached the Yucatan Peninsula, receiving the name Helene, and from the National Hurricane Center. Yeah. Weather conditions led to the cyclone's intensification, and it became a hurricane early on 25th of September. More pronounced and rapid intensification ensued as Helene traversed the Gulf of Mexico the following day, reaching Category 4 intensity on the evening of the 26th of September. Late on the 26th of September, Helene made landfall at peak intensity in the Big Bend region of Florida, near the city of Perry, with a maximum sustained wind of 114 miles an hour. Helene weakened as it moved quickly inland before degenerating to a tropical cyclone, post-tropical cyclone over Tennessee on the 27th of September. Yeah. The storm then stalled over the state before dissipating on the 29th of September. You notice this one says 27th of September, and what was the storm doing then? 27th, the storm was over Tennessee. It was becoming tropical. So I was thinking, I hope she doesn't get any idea to say, you know what, let me just go to Tennessee and do some campaigning. Yeah, because it would have been a hurricane there and I would have been worried so much. But after the 29th, I saw her on the TV and I saw, oh, phew, she survived. She didn't get any damn ideas. She didn't get a bright idea of going to Tennessee. I think she came there afterwards just to see and observe. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. When you come across those ages, you got to be careful. You got to be safe. Yeah, you can't just go gallivanting around in hurricanes. Yeah, obviously not on that day. That's like getting mauled by a bear. You got to stay indoors or something. But I praise and I thank the Lord that no harm came to her. So at least that went. That was all right. Yeah. So what else can I say? Yeah, it's like that to the flock. You got to stay safe. Yeah, that's what this is about. Yeah, that's something I noticed about these numbers. The repeating 6.66, yeah, has been prominent in people's lives. It's normally calamity that follows those years. So during them years, please stay safe. Don't do any extreme things. I know you'll have danger, but stay safe for that one. So people say that you should take risks, but these are numbers that resonate in nature. None of us made it up. We just discovered it. We just looked at things. Yeah, and then we notice every 6.66 years, something happens. This year, that concept of 6.6, it doesn't have to be years. It could be anything. Yeah, any process you're in. Yeah, if you start a process and it's going to take a matter of days, when you get to the 6.66 day, something might happen. If you get to the 13th and you're lucky to get that far, you also need to watch out for the 13th because something might happen then. Yeah, and if you go to the 20th, let's say you're doing a process and you're measuring it in hours. It's the same thing. 7th hour, 13th, 20th, 27th, 33. Yeah, things will happen then. And if it coincides with a Fibonacci, like the number 2, the number 8 in magnitude total, yeah, then that's something. So this is just an alert for my flock. Yeah. I've been watching myself. I don't really like to I'm not doing a bath chart or something like that. I don't like to look at people's things. I want to talk about what's happened in the past because I don't want to jinx anything in the future that's to come. Yeah. So I normally look at myself, but like I told you, there's many freaky things that I notice and I'll alert you when I find it. So yeah, for my flock and for chosen ones as well. Yeah, you might want to, because no one's exempt from nature. Yeah, we're all natural beings, most of us, I think. Yeah, I haven't seen an unnatural being. Anything that exists is natural. Yeah, enjoy the song.